Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There's something deeply sacred about the season you're in right now. It may not look glamorous. It may not feel exciting. In fact, it might be one of the quietest and most hidden phases of your life. But beneath that silence, beneath the layers of your private prayers, unseen efforts, and uncelebrated sacrifices, something powerful is happening. You may not have realized it yet, but Allah is proud of you. And that's not just a comforting thought. It's a spiritual reality. You didn't compromise when you could have. You kept going when others quit. You still whispered, Alhamdulillah, through clenched teeth and sleepless nights. And now, you're standing at the edge of something divine. Not just a breakthrough, but a reveal. Yes, chosen one. It's about to happen. Because when Allah is proud of someone, He does not let them remain hidden forever. When He is pleased with the heart of His servant, He makes the world witness what He's been nurturing in silence. You were never ignored. You were being invested in. And now, He's about to display you. Not for your ego, but for His glory through you. You see, sometimes Allah hides you on purpose. Not because you're unworthy, but because you are too precious to be exposed too soon. Like a gem waiting to be unearthed. Like a sword being sharpened in silence. Others may have overlooked you. Some may have dismissed you. But the Lord of the heavens was watching all along. He saw what you endured in private. He heard what you never told a soul. And He noted the sincerity that even you didn't realize was so powerful. People didn't notice when you made hard choices out of fear of Him. But He did. They didn't witness your daily struggles to remain clean in a corrupt world. But He did. He saw the tears that fell before Fajr, the courage it took to turn away from sin, and the strength you built in your storms. And now, it's your season. Not because of luck, not because someone finally gave you permission, but because the one who created the spotlight is about to point it your way. Not to praise you, but to use you. Not to inflate you, but to elevate what He planted in you. This isn't your reward. This is your assignment going live. What you thought was a delay was actually preparation. What you thought was isolation was divine protection. And now, Allah is ready to do something with your life that others won't be able to explain. So don't be surprised if the blessings start showing up without announcement. Don't be shocked if people who once ignored you now try to sit beside you. Because when Allah shows off His chosen ones, it shakes the environment. It exposes hearts. It rearranges tables. You were never just another face in the crowd. You are a sign, a message, a walking proof of what patience, trust, and devotion can become when they are placed in the hands of the Most High. And yes, before this video ends, I'll offer you a powerful prayer that could change the rest of your season. So stay with me. The next part will open your eyes to why Allah had to hide you before He could show you. Before Allah displays a soul, He hides it. Before He exalts, He refines. And before He shows you to the world, He ensures the world no longer has a hold on you. That's why you've been feeling this way. Disconnected, detached, even invisible. But invisibility to the world often means visibility to heaven. You weren't buried. You were planted. And what happens when something is planted? It disappears for a while. It gets pushed into the dirt. It's surrounded by darkness. But under that pressure, under that hidden place, it grows. You may not have felt growth. You may have mistaken this season as punishment or delay. But nothing could be further from the truth. You were being trained in silence. You were being taught things applause could never teach you. While others chased platforms and praise, you were wrestling with your soul in the quiet. While others begged for visibility, you chose obedience. That's not weakness. That's rare strength. That's the mark of someone Allah intends to use in a higher way. There's something sacred about what doesn't get posted, about the battles no one sees, the tears that stain your pillow at night while your smile hides the struggle by day. Allah saw every one of them, and He didn't forget. No, He was collecting them, storing them, planning the exact moment where He would repay you in a way no human could. You've been asking why things felt paused, why certain doors didn't open, why certain people drifted. But what if the delay was a shield? What if the loneliness was actually protection? What if Allah closed those doors to prepare you for one He's about to open, one so large you would have ruined it had you entered it too soon? This is the divine pattern. Before Allah displayed Yusuf, He placed him in a well. Before He honored Musa, He sent him alone into exile. Before He raised the final prophet, He went to a cave. Silence always comes before the announcement. Don't underestimate the silence. It's never empty. In fact, some of the most important work Allah does in you is done when no one is watching. You might feel like nothing has changed, but if you could see what's happening in the unseen, you'd break down in tears of gratitude. Because right now, angels are being assigned, paths are being cleared, and people who spoke against you are being humbled behind the scenes. So don't let the lack of noise fool you. Don't mistake the silence for neglect. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared, and that preparation is too holy to be rushed. Your job was never to be seen by the world first. It was to be seen by Allah. And you did that, again and again, in moments where no one clapped, in situations where no one knew you passed the test. But He knew. He wrote it down. And now, you're about to walk into a season that looks nothing like what you just came from. The hidden chapters of your life are about to make public sense. The prayers you whispered in pain are about to echo in the places where He sends you. The version of you that no one believed in is about to become the version He shows off. And as you walk into that, remember, the quiet version of you, the one who obeyed in obscurity, that is the version Allah was proud of. Don't lose that person when the lights come on. Hold on to your secret self, because that's the version that heaven clapped for before the world ever did. Now that you understand the reason behind the silence, let's go deeper. Because the signs are already around you, the signals that Allah is about to display you. Let me show you what they look like in your life right now. So how do you know when Allah is about to put you on display? What are the signs that your season of being hidden is coming to an end? The shift is often quiet, not loud, not dramatic, but still deeply undeniable. It's like something in you begins to feel different, not in a proud way, but in a prepared way. You wake up with unusual peace, even if your circumstances haven't changed. You're no longer desperate for validation, no longer begging for support. Instead, you start walking like someone who knows who they are, even if no one claps for you. That's one of the first signs. He's already elevating you inside before the outside ever notices. Suddenly, you start noticing how disconnected you feel from people you used to depend on emotionally. Conversations feel shallow. You crave solitude. You're pulled toward things that nourish your soul, not just your ego. That's not depression. That's divine detachment. Allah often removes your appetite for people right before He places you in a new environment where their opinions no longer matter. Sometimes, the people around you start getting uncomfortable. They don't know why, but your presence begins to bother them. It's not because you changed. It's because your spirit is being upgraded, and not everyone is meant to survive that transition with you. You're starting to outgrow the atmosphere you were once comfortable in. That's another sign. Allah is repositioning you, and some people can't breathe where you're going. Here's another sign. Unexplainable clarity. Things that used to confuse you now seem simple. You start seeing people's intentions more clearly. You stop chasing what you used to beg for. You stop fighting for what Allah never wrote for you. The fog lifts. Not because you gained more intelligence, but because He removed the spiritual dust from your heart. And sometimes, things just stop working. Projects collapse, plans fall through, people leave. You feel like everything's shutting down. But that's only because something bigger is powering up. Allah doesn't close doors without opening gates. And those gates are too heavy to be opened while you're still clinging to things that no longer serve your journey. Another clue, strange favor. People start showing kindness to you unexpectedly. Opportunities start arriving from places you didn't knock on. Doors open that you weren't even standing in front of. And you can feel it. Something beyond your effort is carrying you. That's not coincidence. That's divine timing unfolding in real time. Your du'as start getting answered faster. Your heart feels cleaner. You're less reactive, more reflective. That's because Allah is polishing your soul for the unveiling. He's aligning your character with the stage He's preparing for you. He's not just showing you off, He's showing Himself through you. But don't mistake these signs as just a reward. They're instructions. They're telling you to stay focused. Don't get distracted. Don't chase the spotlight. You're becoming the light. Allah doesn't elevate you to impress others. He elevates you to express His mercy, His wisdom, and His favor through you. And here's something most people don't expect. You start feeling calm, not hyped, not overly excited, just calm. Because your soul knows. It knows that what's coming is bigger than you, and it no longer needs to force anything. You just start flowing, with grace, with silence, with certainty. That's the sign of someone who's being displayed by Allah. They're no longer trying to convince the world. They've already been approved in the unseen, and if any part of this sounds like your life right now, then chosen one, get ready. The signal has already been sent, and the next step is no longer about preparation. It's about purpose. So what's the reason behind it all? Why does Allah choose certain people to be displayed? Why you? Let's unfold that next. And trust me, it's deeper than you think. When Allah chooses to display someone, it's never random. It's not because they're the loudest, the most popular, or even the most qualified by worldly standards. It's because their heart has reached a point where it can carry something sacred without dropping it. Being put on display isn't about attention. It's about assignment. Allah doesn't show you to the world to entertain them. He shows you to reflect Him. You're not being lifted for vanity. You're being lifted for victory. Not just yours, but the victory of every soul who watches your story and finds the strength to get up again. You are being sent as a living message, a silent sermon. Someone else's reminder that Allah still honors patience, still answers late prayers, and still turns hidden souls into public miracles. People think display means spotlight, but in truth, it means responsibility. Allah places you in front of others not to say, "Look at them," but to say, "Look what I can do with someone who trusts me." Your life becomes proof that a sincere heart in the dark can be more powerful than a talented one in the spotlight. You're not rising because you're perfect. You're rising because you didn't give up, you didn't let sin win, you didn't sell your soul for applause. And now, Allah wants to reward what the world didn't see. He wants to make your obedience louder than your struggle. He wants to wrap your scars in purpose and hand them to someone who needs hope. Sometimes He puts you on display so that others who feel unseen realize they're not alone. Your breakthrough is someone else's confirmation. Your story is someone else's survival guide. Every tear you shed, every night you stayed up asking, when will it be my time? It wasn't wasted. It was being documented for the day. He would say, now is the moment to show what I've built. It's not about impressing crowds. It's about igniting faith. When people see how far Allah has brought you, they start believing He can do it for them too. You become a bridge between someone's desperation and their dua. That's the real purpose. So now you know what He's about to show you. It's more than reward. It's more than recognition. It's purpose in motion. The next step is how others will respond, and what that reveals spiritually. Let's go into that next. When Allah places you on display, not everyone will clap. Not everyone will be happy. In fact, some of the loudest reactions will come from the quietest doubters, people who never truly celebrated you to begin with. And that's okay. Because the unveiling isn't just a moment of honor, it's also a moment of exposure. It reveals what people really carry in their hearts: admiration, envy, confusion, or disbelief. And each of those reactions serves a divine purpose. You might notice a shift in energy. People who once ignored you may now want to be close. They'll say things like, "I always knew you had it in you," even though they never acted like it. Others may pull away, suddenly distant, offering fake smiles and hollow compliments. Don't be discouraged. You weren't displayed to gain their approval. You were displayed to reveal who truly belongs in this next season with you. Sometimes, elevation exposes the ones who only loved your struggle, not your success. They liked you better when you were small, unseen, dependent. But now that Allah has placed light on your journey, they're uncomfortable. And it's not your responsibility to shrink just to make them feel better. You didn't rise to shame them. You rose because Allah decided it was time. Jealousy may surface, not because you did something wrong, but because your life now reflects what others buried in themselves. Your presence becomes a mirror, and when people haven't healed their own wounds, your joy reminds them of everything they gave up on. Be patient with them, but don't apologize for becoming who Allah called you to be. There will also be those who try to discredit you. They'll say you changed. They'll question your intentions. They'll look for flaws in your story because they can't accept that Allah chose someone like you. Let them talk, because what they fail to realize is this: when Allah displays someone, no slander, no rumor, no backhanded comment can cancel that decree. You didn't lift yourself, so they can't pull you down. Chosen one. Pause for a moment. Breathe. Take it all in. This is not just another video. This is your confirmation, your reminder, your divine tap on the shoulder saying, it's time. Everything you've endured has brought you here, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by pursuit, divine timing. And now you're standing on the edge of a new chapter, one where Allah is not just going to bless you quietly, He's going to put you on display. But don't confuse that with ego. This is not about you being better. This is about Allah showing others what He can do through someone who stayed faithful. You didn't manipulate your way here. You didn't scheme or fight for recognition. You obeyed, waited, cried, and trusted. And now, He's about to use your life as evidence that sincere hearts still win. The world will look at you and see someone rising. But what they won't see is the nights you cried out in silence, the sacrifices you made when no one was watching, the battles you fought behind closed doors. But Allah saw it all. And He's the one lifting you, not to make you proud, but to make Himself known through you. Chosen one, don't hold back anymore. Walk boldly, speak gently, and live fully. Not for the world, but for the one who carried you through when no one else did. You are not who you were. You are not in the same place, and you are not meant to stay small. What's coming will surprise even you. But carry this truth with you. The more Allah lifts you, the lower your heart must bow to Him. The greater the blessing, the deeper the gratitude. You are a light now, and someone is watching, hoping, silently praying that if Allah can do it for you, maybe, just maybe, He can do it for them too. So rise gently, rise humbly, but don't stay hidden when He's calling you to shine. Let your story be more than success. Let it be submission. Let your shine be more than glory. Let it be guidance. Because at the end of this journey, it's not the lights that matter. It's the light we return to. And you, chosen one, are being called to carry that. Now, as promised, here is your closing prayer. Read it slowly. Let every word sink in. This is not just from me to you. This is from your Lord through this moment to your soul. O Allah, most merciful, most loving, thank you for the strength you gave this heart when it was tired. Thank you for the light you placed in this soul when it was drowning in darkness. Thank you for seeing what no one else saw, for rewarding what no one else clapped for. I ask you now, Ya Allah, to protect this soul in their new season. Do not let success distract them. Do not let elevation distance them from you. Wrap their heart in humility. Guard their tongue with wisdom. Place your light in their eyes, your remembrance on their lips, and your truth in their walk. Surround them with sincere people. Shield them from jealousy, arrogance, and pride. And when the spotlight grows heavy, remind them to kneel, because that's where they first met you. Use their life to inspire, to uplift, to reflect you. And when all is said and done, let their rise be a reason others find their way back to you. Now go, chosen one, not in fear, but in faith, not in hesitation, but in purpose. Because Allah is proud of you, and the world is about to see why.